Asking as European. How bad is actually tranq and fentanyl epidemic in USA? We're on our third year with over 100,000 deaths. It's bad. Drug potency is unpredictable, which leads to odds. Fentanyl is showing up in other drugs like cocaine, meth, and even pills like Molly and fake Adderall. I carry Narcan. All the bars and restaurants in my fairly nice area have Narcan. The good news is the rate of increase is slowing. There are treatments that work and they're becoming more accessible. The bad news is tranq throws in another complication because it doesn't respond to Narcan, and probably substance abuse has become the norm, which is also harder to treat. Revive. West Virginians checking in. It's bad. Fantastic documentary centered around my local high school football team and how the game keeps them off drugs. I've lost a lot of friends and a few members of my own family to that shit. I'd have to shout out the Martinsburg Bulldogs, the football team in the documentary I linked. They won their 10th state championship this weekend. Also, the QB in that documentary is a high school-aged Tyson Bagent who currently plays for the Chicago Bears. I always say everyone in my generation, I'm 27, knows at least one person who has been deeply affected by addiction, if not someone who's passed away. Overall, it's not a tranq and fentanyl epidemic. It's an addiction epidemic. Before fentanyl it was oxy, before that it was crack, then heroin. It's just gotten progressively worse, but it's the same issue and we've never done anything to actually address the issue. Bad enough that I would absolutely not take any pill that I am not 100% positive came from a pharmacy, because they counterfeit legitimate pills now. You think that's Xanax, it looks just like one, and dupes all fentanyl. I know people who have died from accidental overdoses as well. I won't go near opiates either, no matter where they come from. Unless I'm in hospital stay needed type pain. I just wrote a paper on this. Heroin use has since decreased, but with a higher increase in fentanyl use. Rural areas have higher rate of use since a lot of factory type jobs were outsourced to other countries for cheaper labor. With men finding no other work, they turned to opioids to numb the pain of no longer being able to provide for their families, in turn affecting future generations. From my understanding, in my area they are using it to cut heroin to make it more potent along with carfentanil, which just blows my fucking mind, as carfentanil is an opiate designed for like elephant-sized animals. But opiates in general are pretty prevalent. Our local county health department is handing out Narcan for free at events now. We're firmly a mid-middle class family and I know of at least 4 people who have lost kids, to our family. I was just saying that it's crazy that we spent 20 years and trillions after losing a few thousand people in 9/11, but almost nothing for this after losing hundreds of thousands if not a million to fent. Just read an article 5 people were found unconscious and unresponsive. They had been snorting cocaine, which unbeknownst to them had fentanyl in it. All survived because the EMT responders administered naloxone immediately. This was in an upscale suburb, not an urban or rural poverty place. It is very regional specific, but there are a lot of black market prescription pain relievers which are getting replaced with fentanyl because it produces a similar high and is way cheaper. Obviously, drug dealers aren't the best at carefully measuring powerful drugs to prevent overdoses. In my small city you hear about someone dying from fentanyl about every other month. When my husband was getting clean a few years ago, someone he worked with kept pushing it on him, so he took the tiniest bump known to man and almost died. Thank God the paramedics got there in time. I'm a late 30s upper middle class white guy with no drug use past weed occasionally, a clean normal social life slanted to homebody. I can name 4 people I know who have died from fentanyl that were a bit more than acquaintances. It's everywhere. If you are a normal, law-abiding, non-drug user with non-drug user friends, family, and co-workers, you wouldn't know a thing about it if not for the media. It's just every batch of everything you buy bad. Powers, press pills. Doesn't matter if you think you are buying uppers. Better safe than sorry. The opioid crisis, including misuse of drugs like fentanyl, remains a serious issue in the USA, with significant societal and health impacts. If you're considering visiting the US, you probably shouldn't at the moment. Most people that come off the plane don't make it back on. It's so bad that the Mexican cartels have started going after fentanyl distributors and dealers because the customer base is dying off. Very bad. I passed by multiple billboards advertising naloxone to prevent drug overdoses. I had 3 folks close to me die of fentanyl overdoses since 2020. It's pretty bad. The first time I'd ever heard of it was when George Floyd overdosed on it. It comes with grim side effects and there is no antidote, which is bad. My godson OD'd on fentanyl in 2021, so to me it's pretty damned bad. It's bad, but the DEA and local cops hype it to get more funding. It's very bad. Go to most downtown areas in major cities.